luck was not enough. I opened my eyes. Tonight I feel like waking to life. Tonight I feel like waking up. Tonight I feel like waking now here we stand and hover on the edge. We're just a drop in time. I feel like I gave you every breath I had. Even forgave your crimes. I opened my searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name. Grass is green and so alive. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a strive. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a walk, Savannah. Just begun, yeah, yeah. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the land, Savannah. I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a walk, Savannah. Coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a walk, Savannah. Gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I am cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. Hello everybody, welcome on in. Hi Nerdy.
Hi.
So today, everybody, I guess I should give you a proper introduction. Today, we have Nerdy Senpai on stream with us. And Nerdy is just, I don't know, the best. I don't know. Nerdy is like, Nerdy is an amazing streamer. She's an amazing friend. She's an amazing person. She's just all around amazing. Yeah, so if you have not already, please do go check out Nerdy Senpai. We'll just give her a shout out at the beginning.
Thank you.
And most of you already have because I talk about her all the time. But so today we're talking about anime.
Yes.
And I think that when we had talked about it originally, we had talked about talking about 3 of them. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 3 that I remember: Uzuki-chan Wants to Hang Out, Quintessential Quintuplets, and Dress Up Darling. Is that right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
With Dress Up Darling.
Okay. So you lead the conversation. And I'll sort of follow. Where do you want to start with Dress Up Darling?
Me lead.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I read the manga a long time ago, and I didn't know it was going to be an anime until like the week before it came out.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and I remember seeing it and being like, wow, I read that manga. But I think it's so cute because it's so like wholesome, but it's also kind of ecchi, and I like love that about it.
Yeah. Hey, what does ecchi mean?
It means.
Oh wait, is that how you pronounce this?
It might be ecchi. I don't know.
I don't know either. I always pronounce it in chat.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest.
I always pronounced it ecchi, but I actually have no idea.
No,
It's
Ecchi, you're right.
oh
I just
okay.
looked it up.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so it's like the, you
A
know,
good mix.
spicy, funny, but yet, like, I remember one scene watching and it was when she was in her little outfit
Her
and
little
they
like bathing suit.
zoomed in on the anime titties. And I was like, this is hilarious. Because it wasn't something I expected in that anime, but I like love that they added that.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting, like the sort of balance of, like you said, sort of like wholesome and also lewd.
It's like your brand.
Yeah, totally. Maybe that's why I
Why you
love it so
like
much.
it?
I thought that anime just hit all of my heckin' spots. Like
I know, right?
there were some animes that, and I think that we'll talk about one of them today, where I'm like, yeah, like it was fine, but like it doesn't like light me up. And Dress Up Darling, like, man, did that anime light me up. It made me so happy.
Yeah.
I need to get on your level though, because you read manga and stuff, and I need to start like reading manga and stuff, because like for me, I'm only to the point where he says you're beautiful for the first time on the train ride.
Okay.
And she realizes how special that is, and is like, oh my god, and then that's like the cliffhanger of the episode.
Okay.
And I know that they have more subs, but I'm a dirty dub watcher, so for anyone who is watching, just know that I'm a dirty dub watcher. And yeah, I love the I love how much she, like, I don't know. I feel like they did. I don't know if the manga does this as well, but like I feel like they did an amazing job of like making her shine. Like she just really like glows in that anime.
Yeah.
And I feel like not every anime is able to do that.
No, and I love that. Like I knew how much I was going to love it in the very beginning when she was talking about people who, how she hates people who get down on other people for their interests. Because I feel like that's like me.
That's your brand.
I don't want anybody to ever, like, I want people to just enjoy what they enjoy. And if somebody likes something, that is fantastic. And I want them to be happy about it and enjoy it. And I don't care if it's like collecting toenails. If it makes them happy and they're not hurting anybody, I'm there for it.
Yeah.
So I love her so much.
Yeah, I think that's something that, I mean, you know, just to on the that's your brand note, that's something that I've always loved about the way that you run your community, is that like in so many communities I'm afraid to sort of like be myself, because like, you know, I'm a little I'm a little lewd. And so, but like with your community, like I don't really ever have to worry about that, because I know that like even if like somebody else in the community is like, that's a little weird, like you'll be like, nah, it's cool, bro.
Shut them down.
It's like it may not be my cup of tea, but like, hey, like whatever floats your boat, and like I've always loved that. Yeah, and she definitely like preaches that as well, which is really heckin' cool, and it really like. Yeah. I don't know. I've recently been writing a tech talk about sort of like, it goes into a lot, but sort of like masculine and feminine energy. And I feel like one of the really amazing things about feminine energy is like the way that it can sort of like transform the masculine. And she like, I just feel like she takes him through such a transformation, even in the like few episodes that I've seen already. Yeah. Where, you know, like he is so like ashamed of what he does and everything, and she sort of like brings him out of himself and like celebrates him, and it's just, oh, it's heckin' beautiful. I love it.
I know. I love that too, because he's so shy about it at first.
Yeah.
He's so shy about painting those dolls. And then like within an episode or two, he's like owning that he loves it. And I freaking love that. Totally. That's like the best. Their dynamic to me is like the best part.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she is so fearless. Like she's so, she just like, she gets, there's one moment in the anime that I was like, oh my God, I'm dying right now. And it was when, I know
what you're going to say.
Wait, which one?
No, say it and I'll tell you if I'm right.
Oh, dang it. Okay. So it's when I think she's asking him to measure her feet or something. You knew it.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like I couldn't do that. And she like just like puts her foot like in his lap or like on his shoulder. And she's like, just do it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Oh my God.
Was that the moment?
Yes. She's just like, what's the big deal? Here you go. And he's like having a nervous breakdown.
Yeah. And then they even have the like nuance of like throwing in just a little bit of shyness on her part, like when he's measuring up like
and
in
she
between
blushes.
her. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, that whole part is so cute. But I also like how he's like, I get frustrated with anime when the male main character is like so completely shy that he just spends the entire anime like blubbering around and unable to do anything. But I like how they made Gojo more like he's shy about it because he's not used to being around like women, and because he's trying to be respectful, like he's nervous about it, and he's like, is this okay? Like I don't want to. And then she's just like, no, do it, it's fine. And like he does it because he's trying so hard. And I like that because I hate when there's there's no like growth. It's just this boring anime man who doesn't ever like nothing ever comes of it, but he's like trying because he wants to be reliable and help her with her cosplay.
Totally. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that until you said it, but like I feel like the difference is that like in this anime he has it's not just like, you know, like being shy around girls and like but really wanting girls and like running away from girls. He also like has his passion on the other end. And so like as he's sort of like learning and discovering like how to be around women, like he also is driven by like, hey, like this is my passion. I just need to focus on this and do this. And so like that allows him to sort of like in addition to her encouragement, allows him to sort of like overcome the obstacles and like actually grow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that, but that's really cool. What did you think about? I had such a visceral reaction to the scene where, because like you were talking about, like she gives this whole beautiful speech about like you know, don't tease others for like things that they're like really into or whatever. And then the first time she shows him like her attempt at the costume, and he just like absolutely tears her apart. What did you think about that part?
I took it as like him being socially awkward and not like realizing that you're supposed to sugarcoat things. Like I didn't see it as him tearing her down. I saw it as him being like he put on his like professional hat of being like the doll maker and was just like, wow, your fabrics like just like constructive criticism, just being very blunt with it. I thought it was hilarious though. But I thought it was hilarious because it was really bad. And I was like, that reminds me of like the first time I tried to make a cosplay. Like that's how like, but I didn't feel like, oh my God, this is so great. I felt like, wow, that's how my first cosplay looked. Like it was like pieces of fabric hanging out where they were supposed to be. And I don't even know what happened, but that was hilarious.
Do you actually like sew fabric and stuff when you do your cosplays?
So the most that I will do is I'm good at like tailoring something if it doesn't fit me, or like adding small details. Like I can add like a fur collar or whatever. I don't have the capacity to like sculpt a piece of fabric into a garment. I don't have I'm not there yet. And I tried to do it because my mother is like knows how to sew things. And my very first cosplay, I was on the phone with her and she was trying to explain it to me. And it wasn't working out and like whatever. But I can do little things, but I don't even try to like make my cosplays anymore, because for me it just adds a stress level. And I would rather like buy different pieces that I can put together into something, or just commission the whole thing. Or if it's a really popular cosplay, like you could just find it. Like there's a few websites that you can just find it on. So
yeah, like even like you can even, if it's really popular, you can even just like search it on Amazon, like find like the entire getup.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. I didn't realize that. I now I kind of want to see your first ever cosplay.
I'll dig out a photo for you.
Because
I don't think it looks as bad, but the process of making it to get it to the point where it was a lot.
For sure, for sure. All right. Anything else in Dress Up Darling that you really want to touch on or talk about?
I love that the character she wants to cosplay is from like a lewd game.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for bringing that up. The conversation that they have about I when I was watching Quintessential Quintuplets, I like started out taking notes, and then I was like, you know what? This is nerdy. Okay, like nerdy like flies by the seat of her pants. I'm gonna fly by the seat of my pants. So I don't have any notes or anything, but. When they have the conversation about like, you know, women can be just as, you know, sexual or whatever as men, I was like, yes! Oh, it made me so happy.
Me too.
And then like, the moments where his grandpa, like he sends his grandpa to the hospital because his grandpa's so concerned about what's happening. Because like, and it's just like complete misunderstanding because he's
and
like.
he just walks in and he's not even ashamed. He's just like watching it. Like,
yeah,
oh, hey,
exactly. Hey, Gramps, what's up? Yeah, like no, because it's so separated for him.
Yeah.
Of like, no, like I'm doing research and work for the garment right now.
I love it. I love it. And I love how like dedicated he is. And he's like watching this anime and like playing this game. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I like some of my favorite, like they're not, most of them haven't been made into anime, but my favorite like mangas are always when it's the female who's like lewd and pervy. And the guy is like, not like maybe not necessarily like shy, but he just like finds it cute and funny because that's rare. But that does happen in manga. Like there's a few of them that are so cute. And I read them and I'm like, this is like me simping over anime men with like, it's the girl in the manga. It's so cute. So totally. I like love that about her, that she's just sitting there playing that game, like, and loving it.
That's really cool. I hadn't thought about her similarity to you in that sense.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe I'm narcissistic. I'm looking for myself in every anime that I watch, but
no.
That's what makes me love her, because I feel like I get her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that that's one of the reasons why we like art, is because like we see ourselves in it, and and like that's magical. So no, I love that. And it's weird because even though like, you know, I've seen enough of your content to know that like that's a big part of your content is like simping over anime men. I still don't think of you in that way for some weird reason. I still think of you in like a sort of
because it's a small part.
Maybe
it's not like everything. It's a small part, but it's there.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think of you as like I still think of you as like wholesome and innocent for some reason. I'm not sure why.
That's how I think of myself also. I definitely think of myself that way. Like it's very wholesome, very wholesome, chaotic, but then all of a sudden like an anime man will appear on screen and then it's like, okay, another side of nerdy just came out, but then it goes back away.
Yeah, very interesting. And then like yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to. That's really interesting. That's an so. But now I need to know. I need to know manga Rex, because you said that there's other mangas that have that sort of dynamic with like the pervy girl and the shyish guy. Give me the manga Rex.
My favorite is Lovesick Ellie.
Okay. Is it
that one is my
ELLE or
ELLIE? Okay. That's my favorite one.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. That's like your favorite manga of all time? That's like
it's probably my favorite like romance, like high school romance style manga.
Dang. I'm excited.
It's really good.
I'm excited to talk to you about the because you provided me a new perspective, because for a long time I was like, why are so many animes like high school girls? And then they're like super sexy and it's like uncomfortable because they're underage. But then like you provided the perspective of like, no, like these are like a lot of the popular animes that you see are like Shonen Jump, which are like geared toward high school kids. So like that's why they're that age.
Or geared towards high school kids. If you want geared towards older, then you would look at Jose or Seinin. I don't know how to say them. I can spell them for you. I don't know how to say them, but I know what they are.
I love like, I don't know, you are I like
a true weeb.
a true weeb. Because I'm such a pseudo weeb. Like if somebody who doesn't know anime talks to me, like I'm gonna seem like I know a lot. But then like once I start talking to an actual weeb, I am like.
Well, yeah, and then but there's a lot of anime that I don't watch that people are like, how haven't you seen that one? And you call yourself a weeb, but like,
isn't it because like you prefer like you're a little bit of a hipster when it comes to your anime?
It's more like a lot of the anime that I watch are like, I do really love the like action Shonen Jump, but they're like, that's not all that I watch. Like I can't pull myself away from the cute, funny slice of life romance. Like that's what I like. And if that's a really feminine take, I'm totally cool with that. I don't have any problem with that being like seen as a feminine thing. I don't have a problem with that. Those are my favorite. My favorite anime of all time is Demon Slayer. There's not a hint of romance in that anime. It's like bloody gore and action, but it's my favorite because I think it's done so well and the story is amazing and the art is amazing. But I've seen a lot more like shoujo style than I have. Like I haven't seen like Cowboy Bebop or One Piece. Like those, they don't appeal to me. I want it to like look pretty. That to me, that's why I'm watching anime. It's animated and it's art, and I want to see an art style that looks nice to me. That's why I haven't watched a lot of some of them that are really popular. But like I've watched a bunch of the classics, and I also don't like a lot of them have many seasons. And I don't want to jump into something. It took me 6 months to get through Naruto. Like I hadn't seen Naruto when it was coming out, so I like dedicated myself for 6 months. That's the only anime I watched until I got through it. And like it was a lot and I love it, and it is my second favorite of all time. So like my top like 5 favorites are like Shonen Jump, but a lot of what I watch are like the cutesy, funny, because that's what I like too. I like to be an escape from reality, and I want to be like happy and finding like cute, funny things, and I want to laugh at a ridiculous anime where like a guy falls and lands in between a girl's boobs. Like to me, that's hilarious, and that's what I want to watch. And it's like maybe it's not like the most profound anime, but I feel like if you watch anime and you like Japanese stuff, like you're a weeb. It's not like there's no like. I'm like a super weeb just because I get like hyper fixated when I'm like have an interest, but I feel like there's no like gatekeeping for weebs. If you're like weeby, they like it. Like you don't have to like you're still a weeb even if you watch dub.
Yeah, I love that perspective. Yeah. I think that there is definitely gatekeeping for weebs. Like
there's always.
But I love that you don't gatekeep for weebs.
No. The only thing I'll say is if people like. I'm fine with people watching dub. I just don't like when people try to tell me that I should watch dub or that it's superior.
See, that's exactly how I feel in reverse. Mm-hmm. I'm totally fine with people watching sub as long as they don't tell me that watching dub is inferior.
Yeah, because I can get that people don't want to read subtitles and that they want to, because if you're watching sub, like you have to sit there and focus. You can't like have it on in the background or anything like that. But for me, like the reason why I like subbed is because I like the sound of the Japanese voice acting. And I like, there's like different intonations that they use. And I also like my like background, my like college background is in like literature. And I always really liked reading or like perceiving something in its original form because there's less that's lost in translation. So that's why I like sub. But if someone likes dub, they like dub. Like what you like. Enjoy what you enjoy.
Have you have you gotten to the point in watching sub where like you can pick up some of the Japanese?
Very little, like super basic phrases. But yeah, like I forget what I was watching the other day, but it started and they basically said like wait a second, hold on, and I like understood it. I was like, oh my God,
what's happening?
I wasn't looking at the TV for a second. I was like folding clothes, and I'm like, let me start this anime. And like one line happened, and it was a very simple, like quick line. It was like 5 words, but I was like, I understood that. I felt like I like reached a new level of weebness. Yeah. But yes, yeah, that's that
awesome. Happened. When you were talking about, you know, like liking romancy, fan servicey, slice of life animes being feminine, and I was like, if that's the case, then I'm super feminine because those are my favorite animes. Like you were even saying that like Demon Slayer is one of your favorite animes, Naruto is like second favorite, and like for me, like I love those animes, but like my favorite animes are things like, you know, And You Thought There Was Never a Girl Online, or Dress Up Darling. Like those are my animes. Like, and it goes so far even to the point where like there are some animes that are just too dark that like I don't like. Like I cannot bring myself to actually get through. You're gonna hate me, but I cannot bring myself to get through Death Note because like it's just.
No, I don't hate you. It's just not. It's a messed up anime.
It's just not like you know, anime like you were saying is sort of like my safe happy place, and like Death Note is just not a safe happy place at all.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally get it. I feel like a lot of times that's how I am in general with like a lot of media that I consume. Like I have a few favorites that are like the real like dramatic or whatever, but like the ones that I go back to more often are like lighthearted, because that's like what I want to feel when I'm engaging with something. Like, yeah, I'll watch. Like, I don't necessarily always want to watch something that's going to make me cry. And like, okay, Demon Slayer is my favorite. And I've cried multiple times watching it, but like, it's amazing. And I love the story so much. So yeah, it's my favorite, but I don't want every single anime that I watch to be like that. So it's like,
I also feel like
I just want to giggle.
Yeah, I feel like Demon Slayer, in addition to like all of the like amazing like fight choreography and like like gorgeous art and animation, I think they also do a really good job of balancing it out. Like the way
there's humor in there too.
Lots of humor, and also like the inclusion of Nezuko and the way that she sort of is. Like even though she can also get serious, like she's very sort of like cute anime girl.
Like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, because there's so many people who are like, you have to watch Full Metal Alchemist. I'm like, there's honestly not anything that makes me want to watch that. And like maybe there's stuff about it that I don't know, but the only thing that I do know about it has to do with like a science experiment gone wrong, something that's very sad and depressing, and that's all I needed to know. And I'm like, no, I'm with you.
I don't need to I'm with you. I haven't watched it either.
Like, thanks. I've got there's one like very clear thing that's like nice. I now know all I need to know about that anime.
Totally.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch Goblin Slayer.
Wait, what's Goblin Slayer? I don't know that one.
It was very controversial because of a very brutal scene in the first episode.
Oh.
I don't even know if it got a...
Is it like a rape scene? Okay.
With the goblin, like, because I think they were establishing that it was like an evil goblin like problem was happening or whatever. I didn't watch it, but that's what I heard. But that's all I needed to hear, and I was like, okay, that's not my style of what I want to watch. Like, that's just not me. I want to sit and watch like some ridiculous funny thing, or at least something that has like, even all my favorite animes that are like the action ones have a lot of humor in them. Like Naruto's really funny. There's a lot of humor in Demon Slayer. Jujutsu Kaisen has a lot of humor. Like the main, like, yeah, I love that anime, but like I started watching that anime because I saw people simping over Gojo on TikTok. Like that's what my motivation was for starting that anime. And like I was not disappointed.
Yeah. And
but that's like I need lightheartedness in my anime.
Totally. And it's weird because like for me, I'm actually like very happy watching like dark, brooding, you know, like cathartic stuff, except when it's anime. When it's anime, I'm like, no. It needs to be, there has to be like comedy and lightheartedness to it. But like with my normal media, like some of my favorite like TV shows and stuff, like Birdie cannot watch with me because like she's like, this is so depressing. I'm like, I love it. Yeah.
Well, I
Okay.
just recently, like, well, not that recently, but like I did watch Finding the Promised Neverland, which was, it's like, because I was intrigued because it sounded dark. And because I was like, you know what? I never watch anime like this. Let me watch it. And it was, I actually thought it was really well done and I really liked it. Like the first season. The second season I kind of like went off on. But the first season I watched it and I was like, I could see myself watching more of these, but this is still not what I gravitate towards. Like I liked it and I'm glad that I kind of watched it and like it was really good and like I binged it, but it's not like the kind of thing where like it's the kind of thing where I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of in the mood to watch something like spooky or like a horror. Yeah, like let me put it on. But I'm never just like, oh, a horror anime, add to list. That's like not how I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Any last words for Dress Up Darling?
No, because I don't remember exactly what comes after the train scene, and I don't want to spoil anything by accident. So no, I was just going to say nothing.
Sounds good. Okay, so then do you want to move on to Izuki or Quintessential Quintuplets?
Well, how far did you get in Quintessential Quintuplets?
I finished it, all 2
Okay,
seasons.
then let's talk about it, please. I'm obsessed with it.
Okay, so tell me, I want to hear your take. I want to hear all your opinions and stuff.
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to say I read a lot of the manga and I know the ending. And I'm happy with it. And that's what I'll say there. So to keep it spoiler free.
Okay.
In terms of the only issue I have, so I love it. I think it's so hilarious. The only issue that I have with the kind of like harem style manga or like stories is that there's like, I want there to be like a clear like relationship between two, and like that isn't happening yet, but it will eventually, because obviously the anime starts with like a wedding scene. So like it will eventually, but like I get frustrated when I'm like pick one of the sisters. Like you can't have all 5, pick one. But the funny thing is the Japanese name, so they made it Quintessential Quintuplets. The Japanese name is My Five Wives.
Whoa.
So it's a little different. Like it gives it a different.
That's very different.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Yeah, because like I think that I don't think I had put it that clearly in my mind, but what you said I think was really my biggest problem with it was that like I don't know, like it didn't really feel like he was all that interested in a relationship with any of them. Like throughout the entirety of the series. Like it always seemed like something that was sort of like almost like an obstacle throughout the series. Yeah.
So, okay, you watched it in dub. How many, was it one season?
It was 2 seasons.
Okay, so then it's caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like it starts getting a little bit toward the end, but it's still like not really there.
Yeah. And like then they threw in, and I think that this will still be spoiler free, like they threw in something at the end to sort of make it seem like he was interested, where when she like rings the bell with him, he says this line about like, that's when I realized that, you know, that's when I started to feel like she was special.
But it still wasn't like clear. Like I still was like, okay, but like special in what way? Like, do you like her?
I was like, sure, like you can like put that in narration, but like what in the actual like writing or in the scripts or like in the action of the show like actually illustrated that. And like I didn't get it. Like
they're putting a lot of emphasis on like the interaction he had as a kid. And that like whoever that quintuplet is like the soulmate, but you don't know who it is. But like,
then they tell you in the anime.
Yeah, but then it's like, well, does that mean that it's the one? Because I think they were leaning on getting to that point. They were leaning on like, well, eventually this is going to be it. But
then they totally diverge from that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they kind of like start doing other things, and we don't know if it's going to get back that way.
Well, okay, so I think we have to spoiler it because the interpretation that I got from what the from the anime may be incorrect, and I want you to correct me if it's wrong. So spoilers, anyone who doesn't want spoilers, leave. But here's what I got. So there's a scene between, I'm just going to use their traits, between star-haired girl.
Okay. Itsuki.
And, yes, thank you, and green ribbon girl.
Yotsuba.
Where Itsuki says to Yotsuba, aren't you going to tell him that it was you?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that, like, so first of all, she was the girl that he met originally.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also a scene with my personal favorite sister, Ichika, where she says, I came in later and I was the one that you played cards with.
Yeah. So there was more than one.
there were two sisters that he played with, but those were the two sisters that he played with.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that he originally bonded with was Itsuba? Is that right?
Yotsuba.
Yotsuba, thank you. Yotsuba. But then the person that tackles him and rings the bell with him, and the person that met him in the, like, pink wig and, like, you know, pretended to, was star-haired girl.
Uh-huh. Itsuki.
And, like, from what my interpretation was, that's the one that he ends up marrying.
Mm.
What do you think?
I can't think anything because I know the spoiler.
Wait, is there more that isn't explained in the...
Oh,
is there more that isn't explained in the anime that's explained in the manga?
Yes. Like, you get a full conclusion. Like, you see the wedding happen.
Okay, just spoil it for me.
You know who it is. You want me to spoil it for you? You're okay
with
that?
Spoil it for me. Absolutely.
It's Yotsuba.
It is Yotsuba.
Uh-huh.
That's so weird, because the anime seems to...
I know.
Are they coming out with another season, or is it like...
I think they probably will. It's a really popular one.
Okay.
Usually they take a while, but yeah, it's Yotsuba. She's the one. And then if you want me to spoil it further, they all go on a shared honeymoon together.
Weird. Okay,
like
so
that's why I feel like it's important to know that it's actually called My Five Wives, because even though he's with one of them and marries one of them, it makes it seem like they're all going to be like kind of this one big like sister wife family.
Totally. Okay, that makes a lot more sense, because I watched the ending of the second season and I was like, this was a terrible ending. Like, this was...
Well, because it's not the end.
It's not the end. That makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still going.
Okay. And I'm glad that it's so... Oh man. I guess they just do the they lead you toward it being, what is it? Itsuki?
Well, which one?
The star-haired?
Yeah.
They lead you toward that during season 2 to sort of like throw you off the scent, I guess.
I think they do. I think they try to like... They're opening up. I think they try to give you like a... They try to... Because when I first found out it was Yotsuba in the end, I was trying to rationalize like, okay, who's it going to be? And in my brain, I was like, I think it's either going to be Nino. Like, I thought it was going to be Nino, the one that has the bows, the two big like green bows, and she cuts her hair eventually.
Yeah, the
I thought it was
the tsundere.
Yeah, she's like cranky at first. I thought it was going to be her, or maybe even Itsuki with the stars, because for me, Itsuki was the first one he met, so I was like, that's kind of, maybe she's going to be the one, because a lot of those anime, it's like whoever they meet for the first time,
right?
So I was like, maybe it'll be one of those two, and then I had it spoiled for me because I like, you know, when like you're looking online, you're not looking for spoilers, and then it gets spoiled, and then I'm like, okay, and then I went and like read it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I never would have, like, definitely, like my first thought was, well, it's definitely not Yotsuba. Like, that was my thought.
She does seem like sort of the, I don't know, like the friend.
But if you think about it, now knowing that it's her, if you watch it knowing that, the entire time, it's like she's the one pulling the strings to try to help her sisters and to try to like give him the best to like do what he like to succeed. She always shows up for like tutoring. She tries to wrangle her sisters for him. If one of her sisters is having a hard time, she makes sure to like get people together to get the sister back on track. Anytime he needs something, like when he was going to fail the job, like she tried really hard. Like, she's always the one who's like, even if she's not in the foreground, like she's trying to She's always doing like the thing that puts him first.
Very interesting. And so
That's
is
why
she
sometimes I like knowing how things end, because then you could like pick up on that stuff.
totally. Is she your favorite of the wives?
For me, it was her and Itsuki. I liked Itsuki a lot because she likes to eat, and like I bonded with her over that. And I liked how she was more like serious. You're gonna be unhappy. Ichika is my least favorite. I actually cannot stand her.
So tell me more. What don't you like about her? Because
She gets super manipulative, and it's
yeah.
Like, I hate that. Like, I didn't mind for a while. I didn't mind her because I was like, okay, she seems like the most mature one. Like she has like a job and she's supporting everybody. And then she just got downright manipulative to the point where she's like lying and throwing her sisters under the bus. And I was like, no way. Like, no,
it was so weird. Like, it felt so out of character to me. It was so weird because like I honestly, this is like psychological tech coming out. I wonder if she doesn't have some like mental health issues. Like the fact that her room is always like a huge mess, and you know, like she got involved sort of like undercover with like acting work. Like part of me wonders if like her acting work didn't start with like maybe like some shady modeling or something. Like this is all interpretation. None of this is actually, but like just because like if I'm trying to come up with any sort of justification for the manipulation, like how that fits into her character, that's the only thing that I can think of. Because like you said, like when it starts out, she seems like the most mature. And like what comes to mind is that like she was forced to grow up too fast.
Yes.
And so
she
like
became like the like mom figure.
Exactly. And so because of that, she has these like younger parts of herself that come out and like cause a lot of harm to her sisters, and then like she feels really bad about it and like tries to make up for it and everything. But yeah, no, like it got really gross when she started manipulating people. But I just like, it's weird. One of the things that I struggled with this anime was that it was very hard for me to like any of the characters, especially the main man, like
the guy. Yeah,
he's such a jerk.
He does start off as a huge jerk. He gets a little bit better, but
he always calls them idiots and like like it's just.
But I find it hilarious. They're like failing, and he's like, "You're all idiots." I'm like cracking up and thinking it's hysterical. Like I actually like that because I feel like a lot of times, like the trope is that there'll be that guy who, like you said earlier, like he acts really shy, but he like wants like to be with women and have like this harem, like he likes it, but he's like really shy about it. And I like that he's just like, I don't want any of you, like sit down and shut up and learn. I just want to make money. And they're like ridiculous. And that's what I love about it. That he's just like, you guys are idiots. Have you ever seen Aho Girl?
No. Writing this down as well.
I don't know I honestly don't know if you would like it. I still don't even know if I like it, but it's basically about like two people who grew up together, and the girl is like an actual idiot. Like she's just the whole, like Aho actually means idiot. Like the whole thing is her being a dummy. And he is the one who like shows up, like they're neighbors. So like he shows up every day to wake her up and go to school together. And her mom is like dying to have them like get married one day because she wants her daughter to be taken care of because she knows that her daughter's an idiot. And this guy's and the whole thing is he like, it's like her being ridiculous and him like basically kind of like just not being moved by her. And then it's like meant to be funny. And sometimes those anime get me because I don't really like when they put down a character, but I think it's done in a way that it is still funny because she's so like, she actually is so dumb that like you can't help but be like, wow, she's an idiot.
It's interesting in the way that you're describing it with like, you know, him sort of like coming over and like waking her up and like taking care of her. It reminds me a little bit, I'm blanking on the name right now, but it reminds me a little bit of that anime. I think I remember you telling me that you don't like this anime, but it reminds me a little bit of that anime with the like not like blonde, but like sort of like dark dark yellow hair, and the name is like it's a bunch of like individual 2-letter in like different like circles. It's like Toradama or something like that.
Toradora.
That's it. Toradora. Yeah. The way that you describe it reminds me a little bit of that.
Yeah, well, Toradora, I think I didn't like because I'm not a big fan of like the tsundere trope, especially when it's like the main girl is that way and it takes 2 freaking seasons for her to finally like not be that way anymore. I get frustrated. I like the Toradora, which is Yotsuba, who's just like smiley happy all the time. I don't like when they're like, my shtick is to act like I despise you, and then like they don't act like they don't despise the guy until the literally last episode. Like that's what gets me. Yeah, so it wasn't that it was like an anime I didn't like. It was just not like the story was fine. It's just that trope is not my favorite. So I was kind of like frustrated because so many people told me it was great and I expected something else, and then it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I typically don't like, if there's like multiple waifus to choose from, I'm typically not the one that goes for the tsundere.
Yeah, same. Like, I never will be rooting for them usually.
No.
I usually root for like the sweet one.
Even in quintessential quintuplets, the Nino, I was just like, ew, Nino, please get out. I don't like you at all.
Hated her. I hated her. No, I hated. I was like, I despise Nino, that bitch. Like, I hated her. Like, really hated her. But then I feel like she has like a nice redemption arc, and she starts being more selfless, and like she still has a little bit of that like way of like a kind of harshness to her. But I liked her more as the series went on. Because like when she eventually started getting nicer.
Yeah, for sure. And then, but I think that the one time that I do sort of like the tsundere archetype is when it's like, oh god, I'm going to blank on the name of this one too. But there's another anime where it's this guy in high school who just gets bullied by this girl endlessly. And, like, that's, like, what the whole show is about. But, like,
Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro.
That's it.
I hated that one. I had to stop watching it.
See, that one, like, I watched, like, the first episode, and I was like, man, like, this is terrible. I don't like this at all. And then, like, I watched, like, a couple more episodes, and I was like, I kind of like being bullied. I am uncomfortable, but I kind of like this.
I don't think I got that far. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes and was like, I just can't. Because I think what I was expecting to happen was within like a couple episodes, I thought she was going to maybe stop bullying him and they were going to be friends. And it didn't seem like it was going in that direction. So I just lost interest because
it does not.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't want them to be like mean. I have started some anime that I always am like think I'm gonna like it, and then I'm like, I can't do this. Like that happened for me with what is it? Okay, wait, I'm blanking. It was a I don't remember the name, but it was one guy and he had multiple girlfriends.
Okay.
So like the first episode was. He had a girlfriend, like he already had a girlfriend for like a year and they grew up together, his high school girlfriend, and he always like loved her and they were going out. And like, it just seems like there was like, it wasn't like fluffy per se, but it was like they were together. Like it was very clear. He was like, I love you forever. And then by the end of the episode, another girl confesses to him. And then he's like, well, I want to date you too, but I don't want to not date my other girl. So they go to the girl and he's like, can I date both of you? And I was like, what? And
ew.
Then like 2 other people get involved. I didn't get that far. I don't know if they all date him or I think they might just like try to, but he like can only handle 2. And I was like, okay, like let's like maybe I was like, this is going to be hilarious because it started off as really funny. Then it got really weird because they like moved in together and then I was getting pissed because I favored the girlfriend that was the first girlfriend because I'm like, well, she was the first girlfriend. Like, she reigned supreme. Like, what the hell? The other one's just kind of encroaching on their like, relationship.
Yeah.
And he did this weird thing where, like, they all moved in together. And I was like, where is this going? They're, like, 15. And then it started becoming where the first girlfriend started getting like unhappy. And I was like, no, this is not for me. Because it to me, like, it's not funny that she was like upset and like not getting like
what she
attention
needed out of the relationship.
Yeah. And like to me, I'm like, no, this is not like, it would have been funny if they all like the quintuplets like all seem like they're like cool, just all like being with this guy. And even if they can't be with him romantically, like they just like being together. But this wasn't like this. It was actually like he was a sleaze bucket and it was really pissing me off. So
yeah, that's gross.
And I was just like, why won't the first girl just dump him? Like let him have the other girl then. And both him and the other girl spent so long trying to get the first one back because she left at one point. I'm like, I'm like, goodbye. I can't do this.
Totally.
It didn't work.
Yeah, I think that with the bullying one that we were talking about, the reason that it works for me is because there's two things. The first is that as you get a little bit later into it, there's other people that start to bully him, and she's like, no, like you don't touch my man. And I was like, oh. and then the other part was that like she starts to this is gonna sound a little weird when I start saying it, but I think it'll make sense at the end. One of the things that I really love about Latino culture is that there's like the women really hold their men accountable. Like there's like very, very strong like expectations from women of like what men should provide. And I've always found that so sexy. Like I don't even know exactly how to describe it, but like there have been instances in my life where like I've been friends with like a Latina chick, and like I've like brought something up, and she's been like something along the lines of like, what are you gonna do about it? Like step up, like, do what you need to do. And I just think that that's really sexy. The idea of sort of like being held accountable as a man, because I don't think that men are like held accountable enough. And in this anime, like she really starts to do that. Like she really starts to be like, you know, like women like when you do such and such. And then like he goes and like starts to sort of experiment, and like you see him start to like grow as a man because of like her harshness. And like for me, like that's what I mean, this will probably be a little bit too pervy, nerdy, but like for me, like that's what domination is all about. Is like
I can totally see that. That's where they're going with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
no, I
know
feel like that's probably like the direction. I think for me it was just because he was this innocent kid that like I don't even think she knew him, and she just came out of nowhere and was like,
and just started harassing him.
Yeah, like this poor guy. Like I don't know. I think that's why. But I feel like there's a lot of anime that have that like. There's always somebody like shitting on like their friend, and it's like constant, and it's like the thing. And I don't know if there's probably a name for like the actual anime trope that is, but it's not like my like. Have you ever seen My Love Story?
No.
So this one it's actually hilarious. It's basically like a shoujo romance, but the main character, like guy, looks ridiculous. Like he seriously looks like a gigantic dude. Like he's huge. He's got like, he's supposed to be like this overly strong, like everything he does, like he can like lift up a car, but he's like has like the heart of like such a
big
sweet,
softy,
like, gentle soul. And there's this girl, and he saves her from like some pervy guy is trying to grope this girl's butt on the train in the morning. And she's like this sweet, soft-spoken little petite girl, and he like protects her, and she falls in love with him. And the whole anime is this hilarious thing because there's nothing that gets between them. Like they're just so like perfectly in tune with each other. But he's just like, she's like, oh, I feel so safe when I'm with him. And he's just like this big burly guy that's like, I will protect you. And then they have this friend who's just like this quiet dude that's just kind of always there. But like for me, like that's the dynamic in anime that I like, is that when it's like pure, like there's no like negativity, like nobody's down on each other. Like it can be funny, like because like that in that Aho Girl one that I talked about, because they're not like together, they're just like childhood friends. So I think for me, I'm more like accepting. It's like a different vibe for me. But this was like, it's like pure wholesome. Like there is nothing that that ever happens between them that they ever have like any negativity. Like there's nothing. There's no like yelling at each other. It's adorable.
I have to check that out.
You should add it to your list. It's
I
a
thought
good one.
when you first started talking about it, I thought that the direction that it was going to go was that like he's this big softie and like he saves her, and then like she turns
like
out,
mean.
yeah, she turns out to sort of like, you know, be the boss in the relationship.
No, it's like pure, equal, like wholesome, adorable.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out. All right, I know you have to go soon, and I want to get to Izuki-chan wants to hang out. So this was so we sort of recommended animes to each other. So like we had both watched Dress Up Darling. I hadn't watched Quintessential Quintuplets, so Nerdy recommended it to me, and then I recommended Uzuki-chan Wants to Hang Out. So I'm nervous. What did you think?
I thought it was cute.
Okay, good.
I thought it was cute. I liked it. I feel like I've seen, there's a similar anime that I've seen that I can't remember the name of, but there's another one that I've watched that has like a very similar vibe. But I actually thought it was really cute. I thought it was adorable and funny. Like there wasn't anything about it that I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like this. Like I thought it was cute. I enjoyed it.
I don't know why this is the first thing that's popping into my mind as we're talking about it, but the mint conversation is just like, mwah, oh god, I loved it so much. I maybe it's the first thing that's popping into my mind because it has to do with like food and like taste and flavor and stuff.
Maybe, yeah, because that's my thing.
Right. But that moment, I don't know. I think I like sort of fell in love with the anime during that moment because like it was just so random and passionate and perfect. I loved it. Yeah. I also really like that they're in college instead of high school.
Me too. That's a rare. There's only one other anime that I feel I've watched. It's a way more common in manga, but there is only one other anime that I've watched, I think, where they're in college, and it is a nice like little bit of a change because it feels like there's something about when they're. For me, I just like suspend my disbelief when I'm watching an anime when they're in high school, and I just kind of conceptualize that they're older because like anime high school is not like a portrayal of like reality. Totally. But I loved that they were in college. I loved it. It gave it more of like it almost made it more cute because they are how they are and they're like older, and I thought it was like really cute and wholesome. Yeah. But yeah, I liked that they were in college a lot.
Did it feel to you like the show sort of started out in the middle? I know that's a really
how do you mean?
Question. Well, like, I don't know. When Uzuki runs up to him for the first time, like, I felt like I had, like, missed an episode. Like, I felt like, in some weird way, like, their relationship had already been established.
Yeah.
And I know they, go back. But, yeah, just, I don't know. So that was, like, the only thing about, like, I thought that there may be, like, a different, like a prequel.
Part one somewhere. No, for me, I think there's a fair amount of anime where like maybe I'm mixing it up with manga. Like that's a common thing also in a lot of manga. Like I feel like not enough of these get made into anime, like, or they do and there's only like one season and it kind of goes away. But like it's kind of a common thing where like there's already an established like couple or relationship or whatever, like, and then you kind of like learn more about it backwards. Like, I think it's more common. So for me, it was something that like I've seen before.
You're used to.
And I've just kind of figured like, oh, okay, this is the kind of thing. I actually prefer when it's like that. Then I feel like you don't have a whole bunch of episodes of building up of like they're meeting each other and then you have to go through like the shy stage or whatever before like they just already know each other. And there's like, it could just be focused on the dynamic instead of building up. Because then usually by that point, the whole season is like, okay, by the last episode, you are kind of where like, I want the story to be starting.
Sure.
So I liked that. Yeah, it didn't confuse me, but I could see like if you don't watch a lot of anime that has that thing, how it could be like a little jarring because you're like, wait a minute. Why? How are they already here?
The other anime that where they're in college, you had mentioned when we were talking about different animes, you had mentioned Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah, it's that one.
right after, okay, good, that's the one that you were thinking. Right after I finished Quintessential Quintuplets, I was really, really disappointed because I thought it was the end. I thought that was the ending. So I was really, really disappointed. I was like, okay, I gotta watch something else. So I went and I started Rent a Girlfriend, and that I've been absolutely loving. It's been great.
It's a really good anime.
It's
that
fantastic.
That one is also like has a ways to go. But they're in college and I like that, and I like I hate that damn ex-girlfriend. Oh my god. I can't
Oh
stand
my
her.
god. She
her.
is the devil. Like, I keep wondering, like, what the heck? Like, what is her...
What's her game? Yeah, like,
what is her
what's
deal?
goal?
Yeah, exactly.
No idea.
Because, like, why did she go out with him in the first place? Like...
just to, like, dump him.
It's wild. Like, she is like evil incarnate. She's terrifying. I hate her.
How far into it did you get?
I'm trying to think. I always like pick a part of a show that I remember, and then I've actually gotten later than that. Let me see. Okay, I know that they have gotten past the point where they were gonna break up at the beach, and then they decided not to.
Yeah.
And
so you saw
I know.
her at the beach.
Yes.
And she was being like weirdly.
The
and they went to
ex-girlfriend?
karaoke together. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they went to karaoke, at least not in the anime or not in the, but like the whole thing with like she pretends to lose her bracelet and then like kisses him and like,
what the hell are you doing?
oh my god, I hate her so. And like tries to get him to come to the pool, but then like it gets saved because like he goes and rescues her in the ocean.
Yeah.
I remember I've gotten to the point where he just accepted. Because she told him to, he just accepted to go out with the other Rent-A-Girlfriend, who like got
who
his,
like needed,
who got her, like he got her heart rate over 90. I still don't know much about that yet.
What did her hair look like?
Black hair, black short hair. Yeah.
So that damn ex-girlfriend. Because I already didn't like her because it's like, okay, so you go out with him, you don't know if you like him, I don't know why you went out with him, and then you dumped him. And then, like, he's off living his life being happy, as far as she knows, with someone new. And then she's over here, like, manipulating. Like,
she's
awful.
I cannot. And, like, the tweets that she puts out, oh, my God, they're, like, they're just, like...
I know.
Festering little rage ball. Oh, my God, I hate her.
And then I'm like, what? I'm like, why? And she acts like... She, like, actually, like, puts on this thing, this, like, persona where she's trying to act, like, sweet little, like, oh, I'm Mommy-chan. And then she's over there, like, evil tweeting.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. That's a good anime, though. I really love that one.
Okay, I know you have to go, but real quick, I just want to divert back to Izuki-chan. And ask if there's it's weird because, like, I really liked that. Okay, I think one of the things that I really liked about that anime is the like shopkeeper and his daughter. And their little like eating like I don't know eating up all of the drama. Like that device was just super cute to me. I thought that was really heckin' cute.
I love when there's like. I love when you see the other characters who like egg people on. Like I love when that happens in anime, or they're like excited by it, or they're like a lot of times there'll be somebody hiding behind a bush, like trying to soak it up. I love that trope. That is hilarious to me. I know I love it too. I love that.
I also really liked that they didn't. I thought when the like blonde friend came into the picture, I thought he was going to be like an obstacle in the way of their relationship. And I love that they didn't do that. That it was actually he was actually there to like support them.
Yeah, like he wanted them to have. I agree. I don't like when they introduce a character for the sake of like causing drama in between. So I also enjoyed that it was more of a wholesome support role that he took, and not some weird like or they're gonna fight over him or whatever happens in every single other anime ever.
Yeah, totally.
That's what I like. But when I'm surprised by something being wholesome, that makes me really happy.
Totally. All right. Any last things about Izuku-chan?
No, I want there to be more though.
Me too.
So hopefully it's not one of those ones that it's okay. Here's your season. There's like you
Oh
won't
my
have any more
God.
season.
I just watched what was it? Harukano Receive that was like that. It was just one season and like it was a total cliffhanger. Like there's definitely more to the manga and like it's done. They're not making it anymore.
There's no other. Yeah, I hate that.
It
That's
was
why
so
I started
painful.
reading manga because I need to know how all these stories end. So I just started reading the manga.
Well,
So,
I think
yeah, you should read manga as well.
I think after this conversation, I'm gonna I might check out Lovesick Ellie.
That one's my favorite by far. It is so cute and funny.
Because the only manga that I've read is Monster Musume, and like you know it's fun, but it's just like it is purely pervy to me.
Yeah, that's the point of that one.
I want a little bit more substance.
Yes, no, this one's cute and you'll see it. This one's very cute, but it's funny because even like her whole persona is like being a fangirl over how like cute she finds this guy, and then she winds up dating him, and she just keeps fangirling over him, and it's hilarious.
How weird!
It's so
that
cute.
That doesn't sound like anyone I know at all.
Oh my God, all these like anime and manga that I'm choosing has a character like this. But it's very, very cute. And in general, I think you'll enjoy manga because a lot of manga, first of all, has a conclusion. Like it goes much farther than the anime. Even if it's not concluded yet, it's always miles ahead of the anime. And it's usually like less censored. So not in the sense of like, but like they'll cut a lot of things in anime that I think there was no need to cut, that it's useful to see in the manga.
Like adult topics or like what?
Yeah, like that and adult topics, things that get a little bit lewd, like dirty jokes. It's always like they take a lot of that out for the anime. Like, and it's nice to have it in the manga. And also there's usually more background information. Like there might be more like flashbacks or something. Like I feel like there's always more. It's like the same thing when you're looking at a movie versus a book. Like you're always going to get more stuff in the source material. But I can't wait to hear what you think about Lovesick Ellie. I freaking love that one.
Totally. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me. This was really sort of fun and like effortless, which was nice.
Yeah. Just having a convo about good anime.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Thank you for
have a great
inviting
stream.
me.
I'm gonna try to stall for like 10 minutes or so that I can raid you, and then
okay.
It should be fun.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait 1 second. Hold on. Wait 1 second. I have to refresh my camera. Wait. Hold on. Wait for it. There I am. Hello! I'm back. Hello, everybody. I think we got a couple of follows while we were talking, so let me replay those real quick.
You make me feel like a bad girl.
Oh, Max, Tessie, and
You make me feel like a bad girl.
Alaskan Jackson. Thank you so much for the heckin' follows. Welcome on into the Technically place. How'd you find this place? Where'd you come from? Tell me all about your life story. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Adding all these to my list. Awesome. That's what I like to. That's what I like to hear. Yeah. I don't know. Like anime. I really love anime a lot. A lot of my brand is sort of like based around anime tropes and styles and things like that. So I like sharing it with y'all, to whatever extent that I can. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope that y'all enjoyed this conversation. I know that I did. Like I said, it was really sort of, effortless. I didn't ever feel like, oh no, like we don't have stuff to talk about or anything like that. So hopefully it was enjoyable for you too. I'll probably post it as a YouTube video just because, like, you know, it seemed like a fun conversation. We talked about some good anime, and maybe some people will check out some anime. I'm in Nerdy's community as well. Saw her post that she was discussing anime with you. Awesome. Yeah. And it was cool because, you know, we did talk about the 3 animes that we intended to, but then we ended up talking about a whole bunch of others too. And that was nice that, like, I don't know, that the conversation wasn't so strict that, you know, we only talked about those 3 animes. We ended up talking about, you know, a whole bunch of stuff that, and just sort of like our anime tastes in general, which was nice. And I definitely want to check out Lovesick Ellie. Let me see if I can just like find the manga on Amazon. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I feel like I've seen this before. I wonder if I've seen this. I wonder if I've seen this like in a picture that Nerdy has taken before. This is what it looks like. Lovesick Ellie. It looks like they have a Kindle edition, which is pretty cool. So that I could get it on Kindle and just read it digitally, because I feel like it'll be easier if I have it digitally. Because otherwise, I mean, it's nice to read a book, but then you have to actually have the book around, you know. Whereas if you read it digitally, like at any time, like I could open up my phone and like start reading the manga. So maybe I'll get that. That sounds cool. Anyway. So now, honestly, I'm just sort of stalling for Nerdy to go live so that I can hopefully raid her. Oh, there was one thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about. I have no idea. Type 1 in chat if you're here and not lurking. Type 1 in chat if you're here and not lurking. And in the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can bring something up. So one of the things that I was thinking about doing today is doing the patron pick. So we started a thing this month where patrons get to suggest games for us to play, and then I take all of those suggestions and I put them into a poll for you, and then you all vote on what game you want to play. So I thought we might be able to do that, but it looks like if there's only 2 people, that might not be the best idea. So we could like do it some other day. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I had this idea. I had this idea of something to do for a giveaway. I thought about the idea of giving away like a private tantra. I thought that might be cool for a giveaway, you know, because I think that one of the things that deters people from signing up for tantras, even though they're free, is that they're public, and you know, people don't want to do public tantras because like you're talking about your personal life like in front of a bunch of people, and that's scary. And so I thought that it might be cool to do a giveaway for a private tantra, and like it could just be like on Twitter or something, and it could be, you know, like follow my account, like and retweet, you know, for a chance to win a private tantra or whatever. And I thought that could be a cool thing. I also am so happy that I took the time to make the slideshow, because now I feel like y'all get to see so much more art. There's so many more slides that y'all get to see now, whereas before, like, it would loop between, like, I don't know, like 20 or so. What? You worked on that slideshow recently? Yeah, definitely not during yesterday's stream. It's not like I brought it up at some point and made sure that it worked. I think that she's gonna go live in like 3 minutes, but I also know that Nerdy is not always the most punctual. Sometimes Nerdy can be a little bit late. So I feel like I need something to do for a few minutes, but I'm not sure what. What can we do for a few minutes? Oh, look, it's my... Wait, is she already live? Oh, she's already live. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, cool. Never mind. We can just go raid her. Twitch.tv/nerdy_senpai. She gets ready so fast. I guess like she got ready for, you know, going live with me, and so it's really easy for her to go live because pretty much everything was already set up. Dang, Nerdy's out here killing it. I don't know if this is all time or for the month or for the week, but look at this. 23,000, that's $230. 15,000, that's $150, and 6,480, that's $64.80. Dang, Nerdy out here killing it. Love to see it. All right. Hey, so thank you for those of you who stuck around and hung out and watched and did all the things. I really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this in some way or another. Yeah. If you're not already, please do join the Discord. It's a great place. It's like, you know, the sort of the hub of the community, the core of the community, if you will. So yeah, check it out. And let's go raid Nerdy Senpai. What should we? Let's just raid her. And if you want to spam something in chat, you can. Raid Nerdy Senpai. Should we just host her? Then Twitch gets all. Yesterday I tried to raid Pyro, and Twitch got mad at me. Twitch was like, excuse me, are you sure that you want to host and not raid? Because you should really raid. And I was like, no, thank you. I would like to host. And Twitch was like, well, I guess if that's what you really want to do, then I'll let you, but I'm going to freeze your entire chat and make it seem like it didn't work. So, I don't know. Anyway, hey Chibi-John. We're about to go raid Nerdy Senpai. So yeah. Thank you again for those of you who hung out today. I appreciate you a lot. And I'll see. Hey, look, there's one. And I'll see you next week. All right, peace out. Where's my thing? There it is.
I'll never forget this day. I'll never forget this day. I'll never forget this day. I'm gonna throw my memories away. Now I feel I'm done, and I'm cursed by every day till my time is gone. I've never felt this way before, and now I know this all for sure. I won't forget your last betray. I'll never